Thanks so much, Dan. Joining us now is former Naval Intelligence Officer John Jordan. John, please explain to me how this doesn't ultimately hurt our country, how this doesn't deteriorate that shred of moral high ground that we may have had left.
Well, Rick, you mentioned the Church Commission and President Ford. Well, the 70s are over. Leisure suits and bell-bottoms are out. Stateless terrorism and asymmetric warfare is very in. It's very important to use the correct terminology, too. Assassination has a very specific meaning, and that means the killing of foreign heads of state or government officials. In this case, the people being targeted by these programs are stateless terrorists. They are not foreign elected officials or foreign officials whatsoever. Mm-hmm. They're just terrorists and bad guys. So strictly speaking, it's not really an assassination program.
We're playing with words. We're doing this same thing that we accuse people that we used to be considering, that we used to consider bad of doing. Sure, you could change the name. Well, he's not really an elected official, so then we can kill him. It's not an assassination. Oh, that guy over there, he's a terrorist because his ideas are different than ours, so we can kill him. Oh, we don't really need to go to a court to get a warrant to do this. Let's just do it. Every single time we take that step down, 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 we're becoming not the country that you and I believed in. We're no longer Ronald Reagan's beacon on the hill, John. We're becoming just another country that goes out and kills willy-nilly whenever the hell it wants to. That bothers me, and it should bother all Americans.
We all wished we lived in a world that was just and peaceable and the rule of law was universally applicable and accepted. Sadly, Rick, we don't.
Yeah, but
we live in a world with real bad guys and weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
And the abilities technologically to move from one part of the world to another and inflict unimaginable harm.
I think that's
so we have to deal with the world as it is.
I got to interrupt you. I think it's a convenient excuse. I think today's terrorist, or whatever we're going to call them in the future, 18 years at war in Afghanistan for the simple reason of being able to be in a war where there's terrorists, so we can say, oh, see, there's terrorists, so we have to have the right then to go around killing people. See, the problem is we've created the monster, and we don't want to kill the monster, because once we kill the monster, we lose the power. We can't do these things anymore.
Rick, we just have a fundamentally different worldview on this. America didn't create this monster. This monster came to us, and it's the job of the American military and security services to keep the monster overseas and, if possible, to keep it from harming our friends and allies. Now, interestingly enough, with regard to this Trump order, the original order that he reversed was put in place by President Obama while he was on the way out the door at the end of his term in late 2016. And President Obama had initiated 10 times more drone strikes than President George W. Bush did.
Yeah.
And furthermore,
I just got to say, you just said we don't create it, right? What do you think happens when a boy watches a drone kill his father, his uncle, and his mother? What do you think happens in that part of the world when what we do is witnessed by an entire village? Do you think that makes them less apt to want to attack us in the future, or more apt to want to attack us in the future? Because, see, I think this thing tends to spiral out of control as we go around saying, well, we have to do this because those people are bad and we're good. At some point, we just have to ask ourselves, when does Crazyville stop?
Well, Crazyville stops when terrorism stops. The United States did not create this. In this case, you do make a point. You have to draw a line between, you don't want to create more terrorism, create more antipathy towards our country than is necessary. But at the same time, you can't. You have to act on intelligence. You have to deal with these people over there, oftentimes.
By killing them. All right, John Jordan, thank you, sir. As usual, it's passionate as it can be whenever we have these conversations. I'm Rick Sanchez. You found us on YouTube, and that's awesome. But you know what? I'm also live every night at 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern on DirecTV and Dish and cable and satellite, the RT app, and Pluto TV. I'll see you there.